lockdown yankosa mu bintu bingi, bakasitoma beesiba nga byenkola tebikyatambula bulungi.
Obulamu bwakalubira ddala kuba ka bizinesi kange akamanda ke mbadde nkola naye kagwamu ebizibu byali bingi.
Nali waka emmere neebula omwa bitegere baggalawo nga tetwetegese, sente zaali ku mulimu nga sirinawo yadde 10, nze maama mwe single mother nina abaana 3 baita banafuna mirimu nabali waka.
Kale kyatusannyalazaamu nnyo ate nga nze ebiseera ebisinga nali nkolera masomero nga ntunga uniform, nzidaabiriza ensawo z'abaana, nkola ku ngatto zaabwe, kale nga nfuna nnyo abaana b'amasomero era nga mbufunamu ssente okusinga abantu abalala. Naye lockdown bwe yajja byonna ne bisannyalala era natuulanga ng'olunaku luziba nga sifunye na 10.
These are some of the voices of acid and burn survivors captured in Kampala, Uganda's capital. Their cries are not different from those by several other Ugandans whose small, medium and micro businesses were brought down by the COVID-19 outbreak. A report titled Impact of COVID-19 on Micro, Small and Medium Businesses in Uganda, published by the Economic Policy Research Centre in 2020, notes that lockdown measures reduced business activity by more than half due to lower demand, high costs of safety measures, reduced supply of inputs and credit. Considering these challenges, Hope Care Rescue Mission, a non-profit organization that supports acid and burns victims or survivors, victims of chemical abuse or fire outbreaks, those affected by accidents and victims of gender-based violence, supplemented government efforts to extend relief items to the vulnerable groups. Posho, beans and cooking oil, among other life essentials, were distributed to attack survivors in Jinja, Kampala, Mukono, Kayunga, Nakasongola, Luwero, Iganga, Mbarara, Busia and Wakiso during the first wave of COVID-19.
They didn't have what to eat. Remember, we have victims who are completely blind, which means once you're blind at times, life becomes something else, whereby you cannot even help your own family. You can't feed the family. Even you yourself, you're finding it hard to put a plate of food on your table. So as an organization, we had to find a way forward. We had to get something for these people, which we manage, which we called it the 1 month project. So we're trying to at least put, we're asking friends, if you have more plates, like if you have like 10,000, but you know 6,000 is enough for you for one day, at least sacrifice the 4,000 and feed one family of like a family of the acid survivors family, at least one family. So for that one, it went on successfully.
Through assistance from Rise USA, a coalition that supports acid survivors globally, Hokram was able to implement a microloan project to enable survivors of acid and burns violence access loans at a very low interest to help them revive their businesses. At least 15 survivors with clean records in maintaining and running businesses and those willing to learn and advance their business ideas were mapped out, trained and supported with loans ranging from 300,000 to 500,000 Ugandan shillings. In particular, the loans targeted survivors like artisans whose clients, mainly foreigners, were cut away as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. This implied that artisans like craft makers, for example, needed to switch to other businesses like running restaurants and selling foodstuffs like fish. This required an economic stimulus such as low interest loans.
These people face a lot of challenges, especially after the attack. We are trying to equip them with financial management skills and also trying to help give them support in the form of microloans.
During the training, the beneficiaries were tasked to develop and present business plans to enable Hokram determine whether their ideas were sustainable and able to yield good returns. Survivors had interactive sessions to develop problem-solving skills, share strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats associated with the different businesses. They were encouraged to conduct exchange visits upon returning to their communities to learn from their fellow survivors, help each other to become change agents, and to also keep records. A business trainer was hired to deliver business skills and preach resilience to the beneficiaries. The executive director, Hokram, Lynette Chirunji, says this will make the acid attack survivors manage their lives.
The society outside there, they will see you as a beggar all the time. You can't be in a family for 4 years, 6 years. You're not working, but you want to eat. So these people also get tired. Well, they are like, for how long are we going to keep on feeding you or helping you? So as an organization, we try to find ways on how can we support these victims? How can we empower them? So we have the capacity building trainings where we train victims we have trained them in psychosocial support, like on how to give counseling to their fellow survivors. We have also trained them in business management and financial management. We have equipped them with those skills. Another group was also equipped with skills like the hands-on skills, making crafts, making like shoes, making various types of crafts. When we are doing this, first of all, we want to improve their living conditions. We want them to become self-reliant, whereby they will not keep on depending on their families. Even if they are maybe disfigured or whatever condition they are in, they are able to sustain themselves as victims. And also we want them to challenge the societies outside there. Some people, when they see you scarred, they think you're nothing. There's nothing you can do outside there. But when they see you doing something, you become like a challenge. You're challenging the society, whatever they were thinking, the negative attitude attached to these people, it is changed.
With just a national identity card or a local council one letter and no collateral, the beneficiaries were able to secure low-interest loans since most of them were finding it hard to get loans due to the lack of collateral such as land, a car, amongst others. For effective monitoring, a loans officer was onboarded to make routine visits to all business locations for those who had acquired loans. This was meant to help them determine whether the loans were properly utilized. During monitoring visits, survivors were given guidance on overcoming challenges faced in the course of doing business and were offered with free marketing tips. Nuwagaba Mohammed, who hails from Luwero, is happy for the low-interest loan from Hokram and Rise. He says the loan has enabled him diversify his business. For example, he was able to start making motorcycle seat covers and kitenge bags.
Nasobola okwongeramu netandika n'okukola emirimu gino okutunga amaliba agasabika emitto gya piki kati nga lino nali bwe gati bino byonna nali sibikola buli naye looni gye bampa yannyambako okutandika okukola emirimu gino era nebaza nnyo abalwayizi okuba nti bafaayo eri abantu abalina obuzibu nga ffe era mu mbeera eyo ne bannyongera n'amagezi okusobola okwongeramu mu bizinensi egende mu maaso netandika okukola ensawo zino naye ng'era be bampa amagezi ate ne bannyambako n'okunnoonyeza akatale.
For Hamidana Mutebi, the training received prior to getting a loan perfected her interpersonal skills, something that has drawn many buyers to her stall. Besides, the loan enabled her buy and sell a variety of goods like charcoal, matoke, chicken, soft drinks, amongst others. She plans to save and acquire a deep freezer to serve her customers better.
Customer ayinza okujja nga alina ebimunyezeza ewaka. So, bw'akubuggolera n'omuddamu bubi, olwo aba takyazze agamba munne ewagundi boogera bubi. Naye ate nze ndi mukazi musaaze nkuba olwali nyumya na buli omu oba muto oba mukulu badda wagula yalagirira munne era namba esinga wano bwe mba siriiwo tebagula niwe wabaawo omuntu bagamba twagala meeda.
Grace Kulabako, another microloan beneficiary, says the loan enabled her revive her hotel business and she will now focus on completing her guest house.
Nafuna looni nenkola mu bintu bya hoteli ne kati mbuzayo sente ndono maleyo njala mufune looni endala nina ennyumba zange wansi awo nzimalirize kuba nina ekirooto njala kugifuula guest house.
Likewise, Deus Twesige restored his motorcycle hire business after getting a loan from Hokram. He says this has rejuvenated the lives of acid attack survivors.
I had 2 motorcycles which were not working and I repaired one, which has helped me like getting a daily income, which is helping me in my survival. They have really made us like stand up again and move on with life.
After about 6 months, at least each survivor must have returned 90% of the different loan packages. These small loans enabled acid attack survivors to start or expand their enterprises and create meaningful changes in their societies despite being underlooked. Through microloans, acid attack survivors can save and help their families build assets, finance school fees, and improve homes. Hokram foresees scaling up of microloans by setting up a survivors micro support center to be able to support survivors of burns and acid attacks across Uganda. This will go a long way in fighting poverty and reducing dependency among the survivors.
We thank RISE for this initiative, and as Hokram, we are ready to continue with this microloan so that we will make it a big thing, that it will help all survivors in Uganda.